Hello and a very warm welcome. Driver ratings for the Austrian Grand Prix. All 20 drivers covered as we rate them out of 10. 10's excellent, 0's shocking. Let's start with the Haas boys. I'll give Grosjean and Magnussen 3. Very disappointing. They're very slow. All Ferrari cars, all Ferrari engines are slow. Grosjean finished 13th, Magnussen P12. Yeah, not great. Lewis Hamilton, 10 out of 10. Special qualifying lap. A master in the wet. 1.2 seconds faster than anyone else. Dominates every single lap. The perfect weekend after what was a difficult round one. Yeah, just faultless. 10 out of 10. Valtteri Bottas, 8 out of 10. P2 in the race. Good points. He's still the championship leader, but a poor qualifying. I mean, he 1.5 seconds off his teammate. Very alarming for Valtteri Bottas. Sebastian Vettel, 5 out of 10. Beat Charles Leclerc in qualifying, taken out in the race by Charles Leclerc. Ferrari have got massive work to do. Shocking pace. Nowhere. They're like the 5th best team. But Vettel, not his fault. He beat Leclerc fair and square in quali. Got taken out by him in the race. Charles Leclerc, 0. 3-place grid penalty for blocking Kvyat. Crashed out his teammate. Knocked out in Q2. Ferrari very slow. Horror weekend for Charles Leclerc. 100% his fault. And he gets a 0 from me. He got a penalty for blocking Kvyat. He took out his teammate. I mean, Ferrari need to be out on the circuit to gain mileage. And he literally does the cardinal sin and takes his teammate out when they're not very quick. It's stupid by Charles Leclerc, and I mark him down. Max, 8 out of 10. Solid, no mistakes, good recovery after round 1 where he scored no points. But yeah, didn't have the pace to keep Bottas behind. Qualified 2nd, finished 3rd. Good weekend. Albon, 4 out of 10. Now I've marked him down. I thought he was dreadful this weekend. Awful. Destroyed by Max. Nowhere near Max. No race pace. Should have been beat by Perez, who started 17th. He finished 4th, but he was awful. He was like 40 seconds behind the top 3. Awful. When Pierre Gasly was slow, I called it out. And I called Alexander Albon out. That was literally Gasly of last year. Shocking. Giovinazzi, 2 out of 10. Big crash in qualifying, damaged a car, finished P19, P14 in the race. Not a very good weekend for the Italian. Kimi Räikkönen, 5 out of 10. Solid, P11, beat his teammate, but Alfa Romeo are slow. Kimi nearly got points. Kvyat. I'll give Kvyat, I think Kvyat may deserve 6. Shocking in qualifying, awful in qualifying, hammered by Gasly, but he scores a point in the race, his first points of the season. Gasly, 5. Great qualifying by Pierre Gasly, really stood out in the wet conditions, but bad strategy in the race. Went on the hard tyre, didn't work out. Ricciardo, 7. Big crash in practice 2, came through turn 9, destroyed the rear wing of the car. Hurt his knee, he was limping, but he had a very good race. Big battle with Lance Stroll. Stroll dive bombed him at the end. They end up getting mugged off by Lando Norris. And Renault have put in a complaint about the legality of the racing point. Esteban Ocon, 6 out of 10. Amazing qualifying. P5, sensational in wet conditions. Retired with a cooling issue. And he was ahead of Ricciardo. I'm very surprised Renault didn't let Ricciardo through because he was clearly quicker. But Sergio Perez, 8 out of 10. Horror qualifying, but in the race he was sensational. World-class moves on Stroll, Ricciardo. Damaged the wing trying to pass Albon. Finished P6. Driver of the day. Should have been P4, but really struggled with the damaged wing for 2 laps. Got mugged off by Norris. Was close on the line with Stroll and Ricciardo also. Lance Stroll, 7 out of 10. Outqualified Perez, so you got to give him credit. Decent race. Great battle with Ricciardo. Was behind him lap after lap. Dive bombed him. Got the move done. Forceful, aggressive. But they cost themselves with Norris. Decent weekend for Stroll. He has a lot of hate out there, but he's done well. Norris, 7. Now I have to mark Norris down also. 3-place penalty, past 2 cars under yellows, slam dunk penalty, but another great race by the Briton. 3 cars in 2 laps. Stroll dive bomb Ricciardo, he got them 2, and then he got Perez with 1 corner to go, because Perez had damage. But you got to mark him down for the silly penalty he got. Carlos Sainz, 7. World class qualifying, qualifies P3, but a very slow stop cost Carlos Sainz a lot of positions. Perez, Stroll, Ricciardo. He got fastest lap, but it wasn't Sainz's fault. I mean, the team had a bad pit stop. He got jumped by everyone. Latifi, 4. Second weekend, no mistakes, but beaten by Russell. He should have beat Russell in the race, really. What the hell is that on my ear? Is that being there all the time? Second weekend, no mistakes, beaten by Russell. He should have beat Russell in the race because Russell made a big mistake. But yeah, not that impressive by Latifi this weekend. Russell, 6. Qualifying star, superb. Best qualifying, qualifies P12. Highest grid slot in his career. But in the race, he makes a big mistake. Went through the gravel trap. He was running like P12, dropped all the way to last. Beat his teammate, but a huge error by Russell, and not something you normally see. There we have it, driver ratings for the Austrian Grand Prix. In a week's time we go on to Budapest. Join me again for qualifying reaction, race reaction and driver ratings. An interesting weekend. Lewis Hamilton gets them 25 points. Going to be an interesting fight between the Mercedes. What's going to happen with Renault's appeal against Racing Point? Interesting. Join me. Look out for the preview, qualifying reaction, race reaction, driver ratings. Hamilton dominates in Austria and gets the highest mark. Charles Leclerc does the cardinal sin and takes out his teammate. Oh, Charlie.